Hello everyone, welcome back to Bargain Gaming. This episode will be number 29. I think we're close to the end of this whole tutorial. We have covered, the only thing we have not covered actually is the coalition. That hasn't been resolved yet. The coalition against us, I think has a time period of 3 years. Or we can end it earlier by getting rid of all the anti-Lee antagonists, which is a little slow. The other one, the faster way would be to get rid of the leader of the anti-Lee coalition, and in this case, it will be the Dates. Now, the problem with that is that the Dates, they have a number of castles. That's one, or fortresses, castles and fortresses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that will require a concerted effort on our part, even given our empire right now, to get rid of them. And it will take. And right now, we still have a couple of armies here doing garrison work, and 3 armies over here also doing garrison work. So the problem with the coalition is that we are powerful enough that they cannot just attack us. Aside from the Dates, the other guys that are, the way to tell again is on the okay. So we're strong enough that the other smaller daimyos cannot attack us. The Dates themselves have a hard time attacking us because we're pretty strong. We have like 3 armies over there, us garrisoning our Yamagata in that case, and then also that Kurokawa and has already 4,000 troops in it, and Yamagata has 2,500, and Aizu has 3,500, and Shiono has 2,700. So we are a force to be careful about from the anti-Lee coalition point of view. In theory, we can actually get rid of the Dates, but the thing is there are other little tribes over here who will actually, like these guys in red, the Odaka, they will come and aid the Dates. So and then on our left side, the only big anti-us coalition is the Hatakayama, and they are almost done for because they have only 2 castles left. So the key would be, in any normal game, is just to finish off the Hatakayamas, and then just ride out the coalition, and just continue to progress at our own pace. There's no need to rush out and try to get rid of them really quickly. So I believe that covers about everything. So most of the development work we have done. Okay, let's just go through on this for this particular episode. Let us go into the battle phase just to go through with it, and then we'll go back to the development phase, and then we can go through each category of the development buttons to find out what are the things that we might not have covered yet. So I would still like to take this castle, and also at the same time, give the Dates a bloody nose for organizing that coalition against us. Maybe in the next phase, maybe before we end this whole tutorial, let's do that. Anyway, so we're going into the development phase. Okay, couldn't find anything that those 2 new castles, new fortress, one that we built and one that we took over from the Hatakayamas. So in this part, so the policy, if you look at the policy, there's always a give and then there's a take. It's not a totally 100% positive. There are benefits and then there are demerits, merits and demerits to each policy. So the policy that we took was all about so the suggestion box. It was good in terms of that it increases population and popularity also improves. So that means the only downside is that revolts will happen more often if our popularity is low. But one of the things I gave, if not all of my created officers, is that they have most of them have the traits of charisma, which actually improves the popularity if they become lords of fortresses or castles. So the suggestion box for me will be a good policy all throughout the game. And then here would be the only thing. So right now, because we have been developing rice dealer, and so the cost of buying provisions has dropped from 20 to 15, and the horses, because of all the ranches that we have developed, has also dropped from 30 gold to 23 gold. So we can buy horses now. It makes sense to buy horses now. The next one, this is upgrading sections of the fortress. This one talks about improving the fortresses. We have done an improvement on Sado. Remember when we improved, the walls, we improved it from wooden to earthen walls. Now, if we improve it to stone walls, the cost will be 2,500. But what it will do is it will bring our castle hit points to 3,000, and that will accomplish the goal or the quest that they set for us. So the next button is the repairing. We did that button for Kasugayama, which is this castle over here. When we repaired it, and it took 3 months to repair it to get it to 10,000. So and then this button is to build strong points. Strong points are areas like this, circles where you can build strong points and fortresses. I never found it very useful because the army is the best. And we did some road work, and this is the expansion one. As the population increases, the castle expands, and remember those things. Expansion areas have benefits of has a ranking of D, E, F, C, D, E, F. I have not seen a B level. I've seen a few C's, more D's, and tons of E's, and of course F's, right? F is the lowest quality. And then this one is to change from if you have overdeveloped in terms of conscripts, and so you have a big red line, and because your crops is not on par with the amount of conscripts you are getting, so you have a long red line. You can change some of the sectors from conscripts oriented to crops, or from crafts to crops, so that you can now start developing crops, and it will offset the red line. Of course, if you change it from conscripts to crops, the red line will automatically go down because, well, you reduce the conscripts. But if you change that development sector or that segment from crafts to crops, then the red line will still stay there, but then your crops area will now have a bigger area for you to develop. And as you develop the crops, then the red line on the conscripts will go down. This one is making a fortress, and this one is destroying a fortress. So we did create a fortress, and this is the fortress we created. And depending on the if some of your samurais have that special ability of making fortresses, the fortress that comes out will be a much bigger fortress. I believe it will have more lands around it that it can develop, and that the hit point starts at 3,000, and sometimes I've seen go up as a starting point of 4,000 instead of the standard mandatory 1,000 hit points for the fortress. So those are the buttons for that level, and here is transferring officers from home or from one place to another. This one is just calling it from one place to the place you're. So it's just the reverse. And this one, I didn't use much of this because the process of diplomacy here is slow, and the computer opponents are very capricious. Despite developing stuff with them, at first it's very slow, and then for the slightest problem, they hate you, or they form a coalition, or they go ahead and form. So it's not worth it. Now this one, the diplomacy with the emperor, it makes to a certain extent it has good benefits, because if you get it to 100, our relation, if we get our relationship with the emperor, we can request for a title, and the title ranks from like a 8th level rank all the way up to the 1st level, and there are like maybe about 5 to 6 titles in the 8th rank and 7th rank, and then as you climb higher, you don't get there are not as many positions. The reason for getting ranks is that, or titles, or the ranks or titles, they actually, each rank does confer a benefit. And so when you get ranks, you can now give them to some of your low loyalty or even high loyalty samurais, so that they will have an additional trait or a benefit or an attribute that helps them in the development side, in the fighting side. So it has a lot, but the process is slow and very expensive. I do it towards the middle part of the game. We can do that if we're in the middle part of the game. I do it in that area, but at this early part of the game, it costs like 6. Let's check. So diplomacy. Let's say, assuming we appoint somebody, it takes 600 gold per month, and each month at the start you get good increases in relationship with the emperor, like 15%. But over time, as you get closer to the top, it shrinks to 10, below 10, and then maybe about 8 or 9% every month. So it's very slow and lots of gold cost-wise. So in this area, so this one, so we have explored that. This is to give treasure to another daimyo, or to a ronin, to improve trust. So sometimes if you are a small daimyo, or your country is small and you're threatened by a big clan that might attack you, so you might give it to cool down their anger towards you and build trust with them, and so they will not attack you. So again, I don't find that very helpful. Here we talked about this, we've done this, and this is the button that we have not done so because we are not, again, the AI is very weak in this. So to make it hard, the people or the samurais and the daimyos are very capricious, so they change sides at the drop of a hat. And in this case, we have not given any gifts to any of our samurais. This is for gift giving. And here, over time, as you play, some of your officers some of your officers regularly pick up attributes, and and then sometimes the clan picks up one particular attribute, which you can then give to to one of your samurais. And this button is, we can see, we can marry off this person, say, to, we have two daughters now, so we have two daughters, to get their loyalty with us high and also make them a relative. And then the other two buttons we did discuss. This is to give leadership to another guy, and to get rid of the clan, or get a samurai out of the clan. And this one is, we have titles or ranks that we bought from the emperor, which we can grant to our samurais. But we don't have any titles, so there's nothing. We've used this button a lot, and this button we have not used because, again, it's not very helpful. Here, you can use this if you want to delegate, and it makes a lot. This will come in handy towards the middle and end of the game. So I think we've covered all of this. On the fighting side, if you want to learn more about individually fighting, controlling the units, the tutorial actually has a segment about that. But again, so for me, it's not a big part of the game. When I played this game, again, to repeat, if you really want to control, micromanage battles on a unit level, the Total War series would be the best way to go about doing it. So here, this is pure development work. So again, should we go through this? Let's just go through this one last time. And then, or no, let's do this on the next session. So that let's end this whole tutorial by taking this castle. Just pay back for the Dates for organizing this coalition against us. And then we'll just leave everything as is. We didn't do any development work here. Okay, let's just... so this is just a summary of what we have encountered all throughout this game, and I don't think I don't know if I'm missing anything else. If I miss anything else, let me think it over, and maybe in the next episode, if I miss something, I will bring it up. Okay? I hope you guys enjoyed this. I enjoyed this a lot, playing with you guys, bringing all the points out. This has been a very enjoyable experience. And I hope you guys like it, and please click on that like button and subscribe. And I will be putting other stuff. I will be introducing a new game in the next couple of days or weeks, next week at least. And you can it'll be Bloodborne, and hopefully that will be of interest to you guys also. Anyway, hope to see you again. And have a great day. Goodbye.